A pleasant day to everyone. So on the continuation of our indigenous crafts, creative crafts lessons, we're going to talk about the traditional paper crafts of Philippine indigenous communities. So the introduction to indigenous Philippine paper crafts has the following importance, okay? So paper crafting has deep cultural roots among various indigenous Filipino communities. And these paper crafts are a way to to preserve cultural heritage and artistic traditions. Traditional materials would include abaca fiber, banana leaves, and bamboo pulp. So paper crafts serve both practical and ceremonial purposes in indigenous life. So what indigenous Filipino communities are you familiar with that still practices this traditional Philippine paper craft? So this paper craft showcases the creativity and craftsmanship of Filipino artisans. So you can answer this first question no, sa inyo pong YouTube comment, and you can mention some indigenous Filipino communities you are familiar with. And these indigenous communities provides a shared experience then to pass down their values and belief systems through the generations through this art or paper craft. Paper crafts, these are examples, no? We have the examples. Even on the next slide, we will have the examples of paper crafts. So usually, they are just paper cutouts with intricate geometric patterns inspired by woven textiles. So kung ano po yung mga hinahabi nila sa tela, yun din po ay ginagamit din nila sa paghabi ng mga papel. And that would be an example, no? This one is an example of existing indigenous designs rather than talagang traditional paper craft practice. So they base their paper craft practice through the patterns that they use in the weaving of materials also, di ba? Napag-aralan natin in chapter 1 or the first craft that we had about textile craft ay dito po nila pinabase po sa textile craft kung ano din po yung mga geometric designs na ginagamit po sa textile craft. So patterns used in the textile craft are the patterns also used in the paper craft. Okay. For example, another example of the indigenous creative craft of the Philippines are the Mascara Festival mask. So these are elaborate smiling masks made of paper mache adorned with beads, sequins, feathers as a hallmark for the Mascara Festival in Bacolod. Bacolod is in Negros Occidental. Okay? So ito po yung example po ng indigenous paper natin na mga ginagamit or still practicing in the modern times, kumbaga, ay patuloy pong pinapractice yung paper craft ng mga Pilipino. And the next slide would be an example. So ito po, makikita dito yung iba't ibang different mascaras, no? And this could be actually, choice nyo po later if you want to do basketry or the paper mache. So dalawa po yon. So same po magiging magiging basehan or magiging criteria po natin ha sa basket ninyo at saka I'll give the different criteria kasi na-attach ko lang yata dito ay for the basket weaving. But you can have we will have both mascara. One is mascara for your output for this chapter and another one for basket weaving of paper basket weaving, no? So or whatever recycled materials you're going to use. So mascara, ito po makikita nyo rin po yan in the internet when you design the mascaras. So bawat grupo po ay meron ito. So we will have mascara and basket weaving po. Dito po for this chapter. So designing paper decorations with symbolic animal imagery is prevalent in indigenous art. So usually po sa local natin setting, nagagamit po yung ang nagagamit po sa mga posters, sa mga imagery natin, ang mga usual nito like the Filipino Tamaraw pattern, the Sarimanok, di ba? Nagagamit din po yan. That's for Filipino art. Okay? So, Filipino art, designing paper decorations in symbolic animal imagery is still used, no, as paper interpretations, no, of existing indigenous designs rather than traditional paper craft practice. So kumbaga parang sa ngayon parang pinagbabasihan na lang natin yung designs nila. But we have many modern modern interpretations of this Filipino paper craft. So, another example of paper crafts, no, the CDO or the Cagayan de Oro handmade paper products that continues to participate in both local and international trade fairs organized by the Department of Trade and Industries. So, these are examples of paper-made lamps and home accessories na hanggang ngayon po, may picture po nito, no, if you search the paper craft of CDO, handmade paper products, you can read the story of the owner of this traditional paper craft. Now, modern applications of indigenous paper craft, contemporary adaptations of traditional techniques, and integration of indigenous paper craft in sustainable product designs. So, ito po yung mga natin, no, mga relevant na traditional crafts natin na still ginagamit natin in today's world. So, ang parol po ay isang example. Economic opportunities for indigenous communities through paper craft is also available lalo na po sa seasonal, no? Marami po tayong ginagawang mga parol and we even import para sa atin, no? Galing sa atin i-export natin na-export pa po natin yung mga parol natin to other countries, especially kung saan merong Pinoy na mahilig pong bumili ng Filipino parol. Now, abaka paper making techniques, kasi meron din po tayong papel, and even Americans and other countries are making or using this tradition. Abaka is a kind of abaka fiber extraction from banana-like plants native in the Philippines. So dito po nabibili po yung abaka fiber, then hinahaluan nila yan po ng flexible natural binding ingredients to create papers from abaca material or abaca fiber. And meron po nito, example po nito sa papel meroti. Ano ba yun? Ano nga ba yung sorry ha, hindi ko ma-mention pero there's a certain papel roti or papel meroti. I forgot the specific brand, but ito po yung example ng gumagawa po ng paper materials. Usually they use abaca fiber. Even in bookstores, you can have access for abaca papers na nabibili din. And usually they are used for posters or Christmas cards. Yun po. Iba-iba po or paper bags na kakaiba. Now, cultural significance of paper art. Paper art crafts are used in religious ceremonies and tribal celebration. So, sa religious ceremonies natin, dito po pumapasok yung Pasko, di ba? Yan, paper crafts natin nagagamit doon. Symbolic patterns and designs reflect community stories and belief. So for example po ng parol, it's the significance of the star that guided the three wise men to find the baby Jesus sa Christmas season. So that's a reflection of our religious belief. So, paper art as a form of preserving indigenous cultural heritage. Tulad po ng yung Mascara Festival. Ang Moriones Festival Mask, meron din pala sila mga paper mache mask depicting the fierce-looking Roman soldiers that are used in the Moriones Festival in Marinduque. So, these are cultural heritages. Di ba, yan? di ba, dinadayo yan ang Moriones Festival. So what do you think art play in preserving cultural identity? You can also answer that question in your comment section. So preserving na traditional papercraft knowledge, marami pa po na hindi natin na-mention, but an example is the pabalat or paper cutting, originated in Bulacan and later evolved into papel de Hapon. So pabalat or paper cutting, yan ha, ng Bulacan. So, they use geometric patterns and floral motifs rin. Di ba? An example of this is their pabalat pastillas wrappers na makikita ninyo, iba-iba yung gupit. And also, Paete Laguna, they have paper mache din. No? The paper mache uses a wooden sculpture as a mold. Doon po sa Paete Laguna, they call it taka. So, wala po yan dito sa Google slide ha. So, if you have listened to my lecture, malalaman ko rin po kasi andyan yan sa notes nyo. Taka and pabalat. Pabalat of Bulacan and taka of Paete Laguna. So, training programs for younger generations like you are being done to help preserve the traditional papercraft knowledge of the indigenous Filipinos. Current efforts to document traditional paper making methods are also done. And like for us, no, di ba kayo din, if you have access to these places, no, the special, kung meron sa community ninyo nito, I'd be very glad for you to, if you share some videos also in your presentation later on how you created your mask and your basket in the presentation of your projects next time or next meeting. Challenges in maintaining traditional practices are also faced by the traditional papercraft industry. The role of museums and cultural institutions will help in this preservation. So, ito nga po, no, yung inyo po mga project na yan. Okay? Sinasabi ko na sa inyo, by April, before our final exam, you will be having an exhibit. We are going to join the Rizal subject students, and we will be showcasing your projects in our specific booths assigned to us for the ICC subjects of social sciences. So social sciences will have a partnership for your culminating activity of your projects to showcase all your projects na ginawa nyo po sa inyong indigenous creative crafts. Okay? Decorative indigenous crafts. Ito yung sumunod natin, di ba? So we had textile craft, then we had paper craft. Now we are on the decorative indigenous crafts, which includes furniture making, metal craft, and basketry. So hindi ko na maididiman sa inyo na gumawa ng furnitures or metal craft, di ba? Except if you are art welding dito sa welding course in our school. Okay lang po. Kung furniture making or cabinet making kayo, pwede rin po out of wood. But lighter lang po yung i-assign ko sa inyo, which is basketry. Now, furniture making, anyway, we'll still have introductions about this topic. So, A, for furniture making in the decorative arts, no, decorative creative crafts, traditional Filipino decorative crafts and furniture often use indigenous material like rattan, bamboo, and abaca. So nakita nyo to, di ba? We've seen a lot of magazines and featured houses na may mga native furnitures na ginagamit. So rattan is a sustainable material that can be woven into baskets, trays, and wall hangings. Ang bamboo naman ay pwede pong common material for furnitures. Ang abaca for weaving, mga basket, mga dividers, and other designs. Nipa leaves used for weaving then, ang iba niyan ginagamit as bubong, di ba? Nipa leaves. And pinya, natural fiber used for weaving. Sa siguro sa mga painting na to or decorative crafts. So this is an example, the Sarimanok Sungka board, a wooden board inspired by the mythical creature of the Maranao folklore. So example po yan, di ba ang ganda-ganda? No? So this is made of wood, di ba? Wood and painting. So ito ay kwento naman ng Maranao folklore ang nababase dito sa Sarimanok. And then we also have the inabel or inabel, I don't know how to pronounce that, sofa throw, a hand-woven sofa throw made by Ilocano artisans. So marami pa po niyan. If you continue to research, you can share also in the comment section for your additional local furniture crafts, okay? Metal craft. In the Philippines, metal craft primarily refers to the traditional practice of creating decorative and functional items from various metals like brass, copper, silver, and iron. So they use intricate designs, no? Notable in every region. In every region and areas around Manila, may iba't iba po silang skilled metalwork. And these items, the items that they produce include jewelry, utensils, religious icons, and decorative pieces. So ito yung common materials used, no? Brass, copper, silver, and iron. And then they shape it with their skilled metalwork. They produce items like jewelry, religious icons, and decorative pieces. Ayan, meron po tayong jewelries, decorative icons, and religious utensils din po. So these are examples of metal craft. And they are decorative pieces sa katawan ng tao to show their belief also dito sa religious icon, and also decorative pieces in the house or home. Now, the third decorative crafts that we're going to talk about is basketry. So basketry in the Philippines is a traditional craft that uses bamboo rattan and other materials to make a traditional basket. So baskets have many purposes, and we're going to talk about them. Examples of basketry is in Ilocos. Some of the practitioners of basket weaving in the country are the women of Ilocos, specifically from the area of Paway and Vigan, and the women of the Taga-Banwa tribe and the Banaya Keyo basket weavers. So the women of Ilocos teach their children at an early age about basket weaving skills. Kasi ito po ay isa sa mga kabuhayan nila. When you go to Vigan, you will see different kinds of baskets that are traditionally created. Pagpunta nyo po ng Vigan, marami po sila doon na pinagbibentang mga traditional baskets. So they are used for many purposes, so including food storage, transportation, and personal items. So yan po mga examples po ng ating mga baskets. Now, recycled baskets, that's going to be your project. Together with the paper mache mascara. So kayo po bahala sa mascara. I'll discuss the rubrics pala. I forgot to include the rubrics in this specific chapter of the lecture. Pero pwede po natin i-discuss sa ating GMeet when we have that. So making recycled baskets, you have the instructional guide. You have to understand the principles, the objectives of this project or this activity would be for you to understand principles of sustainable crafting, develop manual dexterity and weaving skills, and create functional items from recycled materials. So, di ba? Kaya nga po ini-encourage ang traditional creative crafts because of their sustainable materials that are available around their communities. So kayo din po, ito rin po yung challenge nyo ngayon. Okay? Even with your mascara, dapat po ay recycled materials din po ang gagamitin ninyo. Mascara. Mascara. Okay. Yung mascara na gagawin ninyo po. Environmental impact of using recycled materials, it reduces paper waste, promotes upcycling, hindi kayo nagkakalat, ito po ay nagagamit into something more convenient or more useful. So creates awareness of sustainability at na-encourage kayong maging creative. So dito baskets lang pero idamay nyo na po yung inyong mascara. So required materials, even for your paper mache project or paper craft project. You use newspapers, magazines, or recyclable paper. You should have scissors, glue or adhesive, ruler, pencil, and clear sealant. Optional lang po naman yung sealant, but sealants would make it more shiny as well as hindi siya masisira agad. More sturdy. Okay, safety considerations. So exercise caution with scissors and ensure proper ventilation if you are using sealant. Kasi mangangamoy po yan. At the same time, baka ma-suffocate in a closed area. So wash hands after handling recycled materials kasi for hygienic purposes. So step-by-step guide, dito na lang po, basahin nyo na lang yan. And you can have you can also follow the step-by-step guide, preparing your materials, creating the base, weaving the sides, forming the rim, and finishing touches. Hindi ko na po isa-isahin yan ha, but you can do that on your own. So the following naman serves as your rubric for the paper basket project assessment. It will also be the basis for not just for the basket but also for your paper craft project. So we have your, pwede mo rin itong gamitin, but I think, project maintains perfect shape and structure, all edges are secure, with no loose elements, demonstrates exceptional durability. So, weaving pala to. So, okay, sa basket na lang muna to ha. I will be sharing with you the tips or the rubric for the mascara project or the paper craft project separately. So, dapat makikita yung structural integrity, no? Makikita yung tibay ng basket na ginawa nyo. Nandun din po yung neatness of the weaving na kailangan ay tight and uniform ang pagkakagawa ninyo ng basket nyo. No gaps or overlaps. Back is as neat as the front. Kumbaga kung maganda yung likod, maganda rin yung loob, maganda rin yung harap. So functionality, item serves intended purpose exceptionally well and exceeds functional requirements. So if you create a hamper, halimbawa, gusto nyo hamper, gusto nyo ng fruit basket lang, di ba? Creative use of the materials. So, kailangan po innovative combination of materials din. Unexpected and effective material choices. Mga surprise, di ba? Surpresahin nyo kami kung ano po yung mga materials na mahahanap ninyo and exceptional technical execution. So, overall impact, kumbaga, ng inyong gawa. So, tips for your success, no? We have 3. So, keep tension consistent throughout. Kumbaga, ingatan ninyo na ang inyo pong paggawa ay mahigpit. Kailangan mahigpit yung mga pagkaka-weave ninyo. And you should also work on flat surfaces. Add new reeds before old ones end. So, kumbaga, may combination kayo ng mga reeds. Maintain pattern regularity. Kailangan tuloy-tuloy, consistent yung pattern ninyo. And consider nyo rin ang color combinations for design. So, common troubleshooting, ito daw po yung mga na-encounter ng mga basket weavers of recycled materials. So, if basket sides bow, adjust tension or ibig sabihin mas higpitan nyo pa. If weaving gaps appear, add more reeds or yung kumbaga yung step by step dun kung paano ka gumawa ng reeds ng mga papers, di ba? If structure feel loose, reinforce with extra weaving. So dagdagan nyo pa yung paghahabi ninyo or pag-weave nyo. If paper tears, use stronger paper or double layers. Extensions, experiment with different weaving patterns, add decorative elements. Kumbaga pagkatapos yung mag-weave ng basket nyo, pwede po kayong maglagay ng mga beads or mga stones, so depende sa inyo, or additional pictures or letters na ilalagay ninyo. So, try various paper cuts, kung ano man ba. Scale size up of the original. Kumbaga, kung maliit siya, laki-lakihan nyo. That's going to be extensions, no? For example, yung basket ginawa nyo, maliit lang. Kung gusto nyo siyang lakihan, that's considered an extension. And incorporate handle leads. Lagyan nyo siya ng handles, di ba? Now, next one. Reflection questions on how you will present your work, no? Kailangan ipipresent nyo po yung work nyo. How might this project be adapted for different skill levels? Paano po ba yung skill levels na practice niyo? Is it for expert or just beginners? So what other materials could be incorporated in your project? Kailangan ma-reflect nyo rin po yan once natapos nyo po yung inyong project. And how does this activity contribute to sustainability? I-explain nyo po it. And then what are the practical uses you can envision for your baskets? So ito po yung mga sasagutin niyo sa presentation niyo. with the mascara or the paper mache, okay lang po. Dito tayo magpo-focus sa basket. Kasi medyo practical to. Whereas the mascara one is occasional lang natin nagagamit. But baskets are more important because they are for daily use. Now, if you have further questions regarding your activities, no, dalawa na gagawin nyo, it's up to you. Doon po sa mascara nyo, you can add beads also. Magde-decorate din kayo kung gusto niyo. Okay lang din po. Now, further questions will be entertained in your GMeet. If once you are taking down notes, be sure to also take down notes of your questions in the existing slides na inyo pong na-encounter. Para naman po hindi nyo sabihin na mahirap, na hindi ko kayo na-entertain ng questions nyo, unlike with live lessons. So, these are just the content of our lessons. And your questions will be noted naman, di ba? Kahit naman nagle-lecture si ma'am sa face-to-face, di ba? Ganun din ang nangyayari. You still have to reserve the questions at the end of the lesson to avoid interruption sa explanations. So, these questions could be entertained or in our group chat, no? Kung medyo immediate po yung question ninyo at hindi ko po na-explain ng mabuti dito. And also in our GMeet once we have your GMeet before your class or before your quiz. Before your quiz, we'll have the graded review. You can either ask me questions or I can ask you questions once to prepare you for your quiz on the next meeting. So that's all, class, and thank you very much for listening to this chapter of our lesson. And one more week na lang pala and we will have your midterm exam. So thank you very much for listening and taking down notes. Don't forget and submit it in the GCR. Thank you and have a nice day.